Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, everybody. Looks like we have everybody here on the stage, and we will get ready to get started here in about 30 seconds. I just need to queue up my slide. Let me just quickly thank everybody for showing up. I know there was a little bit of a scheduling confusion, snafu with Alignable for today's session, today's event. But as I said earlier, this will be recorded, so not to worry. We will also make available access not only to this session, but all previous sessions as well. This is a 5-part series where we will be unpacking various digital strategies and techniques that can be applied within the real estate industry. So if you missed any previous events, we did have one earlier last week. You will be able to get access to that simply because you have registered. This is a 5-part series. This is week 2. And just FYI, it's every Wednesday at the same time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, and that's 2:30 p.m. Eastern, each Wednesday for the next few Wednesdays. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and share my screen. And it looks like Christine left the stage. Maybe she had to address an email. But I will share my screen, and then we will kind of get in and start getting things rocking and rolling here. Make some introductions and get things going. So presentation, share screen, and we're going to share this window here. We got it. I'll have to deactivate so I don't get the whole crazy matrix mirror thing. Okay. There we go. All right. Little housekeeping. I alluded to it earlier. There is a private access membership portal that everybody will be given access to as long as you've registered. Your email will allow you access to the Alignable Real Estate Innovation Summit portal. And in this portal area, you will be able to go back through all of the previous week's sessions and have access to replays. You can download the slides, any resources that we make available during the session, any links that we reference during the session. All of those will also be made available within the membership portal. So as you can see here, I'm logged into the membership portal, and there is last week's AI search, Google Business Profile, and local SEO tips is what we covered last week. If you go into this section here, there will be the replay here video at the top. There's also a summary of what was covered during last week's session or during that week's session. And then there are any of the files, links, or downloads that are available as well on the right-hand side. So this will be your resource tool that you will be able to have access to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as we complete new lessons, they will be added to the private access membership portal. If you hadn't received access link to that, don't worry, it will come out to your email. Keep an eye on that, and if you don't get that, no worries, we will make sure that you do get access without any issue. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's session, and let's make this full screen so that a little bit easier to see. And Steve, thumbs up. My audio's coming through okay?
You're sounding good.
Awesome. Sounds great. And Christine, anytime you would like, you feel free to join us up on stage. There you are. You're back. And we are going to talk today about engaging potential clients with innovative geofencing technology. This is a tool, a technological tool that will help you blanket areas, locales, communities, neighborhoods, so that your brand can be seen virtually everywhere your ideal customer turns, looks, or interacts and engages. Think of it ultimately as having your brand on a bunch of the bus, like how real estate agents love to put their face on billboards and bus stop benches. Think of it as this is going to be a new and innovative approach to blanketing the communities, but have your digital footprint everywhere that your customers turn. Today, I am joined by Steve Liebroder. Steve Liebroder is Liebroder. Did I mispronounce it, Steve?
All good. You got the Steve right.
I got the Steve part right. At least I didn't call you Steph.
Yeah, that's happened as well.
I'll let Christine introduce me more formally. Steve is going to be the one that's going to primarily run today's session. I will introduce him. But we do have Christine Yu. She is our event hostess. And she is very well connected in the real estate space. She actually runs one of Alignable's largest real estate groups and is responsible for putting this event together and organizing the sessions that we are doing. She has a couple of decades of experience in the industry. She is an expert in private equity, alternative investments, and the 1031 exchanges. She's dedicated to educating real estate professionals, investors, attorneys, financial advisors, CPAs on the benefits of 1031 exchanges. She recently partnered with Stewart Title, enhancing her client fund security and expanding her services. She is the founder of 1031 Exchange Company. If you have not connected with her on Alignable, by all means, please do so. She is a valuable resource in the Alignable network. She is a national qualified intermediary for real estate investors, focuses on private equity, alternative investments, and 1031 exchanges. And she educates professionals on the 1031 exchange benefits. And as we mentioned, she has partnered with Stewart Title for enhanced client services. Christine, thank you very much for inviting me to help with this program. And I will now turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate the intro. Hello to Steve, Gabriel, and Jim here. I'm going to introduce one of our main speakers and also pretty much our leader for all 5 events for this Innovation Tech series. We were thinking of doing another one for entrepreneur startups. This was primarily geared for real estate agents. And I'm introducing Mr. Mark Gamble. He has over 30 years of tech entrepreneurship. He founded 2 tech innovation companies and is a good resource and help for startups regardless of industry. His expertise is in digital media and marketing. He specializes with a focus on AI-driven solutions for local businesses, has a proven track record for his clients in business growth and efficiency, certified in artificial intelligence and business strategy, and he runs an AI agency that specializes in effective business growth strategy. So whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or you're just starting up, you're going to want Mark in your toolkit. He started a new video production business to spotlight local business experts. He is currently one of our Alignable Alliance ambassador, and he's very passionate about empowering underserved local businesses. I give you Mark Gamble.
Thank you, Christina. I definitely appreciate that. And there is something that I want to make sure that everybody is aware of. As we go through the presentation, I will be sharing my screen and some slides. Feel free to chat with each other, amongst each other. There's a chat option on the right-hand side. There's also a Q&A tab. So if you have any questions as we're going through the presentation, select the Q&A tab, submit your question, and we will make sure that we address the questions at the end. As a matter of fact, we have a segment at the end of today's presentation strictly for Q&A. So go ahead and put your questions in the Q&A section as well. And there's also in the very lower right-hand corner of the screen, there are different emoticons. There's a hand clapping emoticon. There's a thumbs up emoticon. There is a smiley winky face emoticon. So if there's anything that we're saying that you really like or kind of resonates, feel free to go ahead and give some virtual claps, virtual thumbs up, virtual smiley faces. It definitely lets us know that you guys are appreciative and paying attention as well. That being said, let me now go ahead and introduce our primary speaker for today's session, Steve
Lee.
Lee Broder. He has 4 decades of experience, and let me say this right up front. Steve is a straight to the point kind of guy. And as we go through the presentation, he will be pulling out a lot of information, sharing a lot of information, but he's not going to add a lot of fluff. It's going to be right to the point, and that's what we really appreciate, is making sure that you guys are able to walk away with valuable insights that you can use immediately. He does also help underperforming companies and helps turn them into success stories. He is the owner of Disruptive Edge Digital, and as the name implies, he helps disrupt industries using the latest technologies, using the latest strategies in order to help give you a competitive advantage over those that are not taking are using these different technologies and strategies. He focuses on accelerating growth and increasing profits. And he is a program director for Rich Dad's Coaching. So if you guys are familiar with the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, he is one of the program directors for their coaching program. And he boosts profits by 10 to 20% across the board, irrespective of the industry that you're in. So if you are definitely looking for a boost in your bottom line, again, make sure you connect with folks on Alignable. Alignable is a fantastic tool to bring business owners together so that they can expand their network, expand their resources, and achieve the goals that they're trying to achieve. I love his philosophy. We make good companies great and help great companies dominate. So with that, today, I bring you Steve Liebroder. Steve, how are you doing today, my friend?
Great. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Appreciate you as well, Christine. Looking forward to today. It's going to be fun.
Awesome. Awesome. So here's what we're going to talk about. This is part 2 of our 5-part series. It's going to focus on geofencing. Geofencing is a term that might not have heard about, but it's been around for a little while. So we're going to unpack what it is, and we're also going to talk about some new aspects of the technology and the capabilities of geofencing. So throughout today's session, there will be actionable strategies and insights that we are going to help you leverage and take advantage of. And there's actually going to be a little bit of a workshop towards the end of the session. We'll talk about that as well momentarily. So here's our agenda today. First part of the of our presentation, we're going to talk about geofencing and geo-targeting for realtors. We're also going to then move into building and utilizing custom audiences and how that impacts the success of your geofencing and geo-targeting campaigns. And then we are going to have an interactive workshop and practical application. So there's a little bit of homework that we're going to do on the spot to kind of get you guys started. And then after the session, we highly recommend that you take what we talked about today and you continue to move forward on some of the strategies and some of the advice that we share with you. And you'll have access to, as I said, the replay. So if you need to go back in and review any of the topics that we talk about to help you with some of the take-home work, you'll be able to do so, and it makes it pretty easy. We'll close today's session up with an open Q&A roundtable. As I mentioned, simply put your questions in the Q&A chat on the right-hand side. And if you'd like, be more than happy to invite you to the stage. If you raise your hand, we'll invite you to the stage, and you can ask your question live, real time, and we'll do our best to answer it in a roundtable hot seat. Then we are going to do a weekly trivia contest. There's a reason for this is twofold. The first purpose of the trivia contest is to make sure that you guys have some kind of a reward for participating, for coming on board today, for engaging and participating in the program. The second purpose for the trivia contest is it's fun. It gamifies the experience, and we have a significant amount of door prizes if you have for the winner of the contest today. And then we will do some live networking. So at the end, we'll kind of wrap it up. We'll go back to the open floor plan, and if there are any other folks that you'd like to engage with or meet with, by all means, you can go through and engage and chat with them. We'll leave the room open a little bit after the session, and then allow folks to network with one another. So that's what we're planning on doing today. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Blanket entire neighborhoods and zip codes. So we're going to talk about harnessing geofencing for real estate success. And basically, this is a way that you can leverage what is called location-based technology to target potential buyers, enhance property visibility, and drive foot traffic to open houses. A lot of folks are very familiar with the neighborhood postcards. We've all received them. I'm sure many of you guys have actually used them, but this is basically where you blanket a neighborhood and take your brand and your postcard and go door to door and either stick it in people's door handles or stick them in their mailboxes so that they are aware not only of your agency, your brand, or your role in the neighborhood, but they're also aware of different open houses or anything that maybe might have recently sold in the neighborhood, that they can consider either being a client of yours or referring you to folks that they might know because you've informed them that you are the resident agent in the area or broker in the area to assist and help them out. Other things that we're probably familiar with are old school door hangers. These are those pesky little door hanger placards that are definitely put up on your handle. And again, it does the same thing. It's just a different medium. Net, though, it does require physical pieces of media, so either the door hanger themselves or the postcard, and somebody, either a hired hand or the U.S. Postal person, goes around and puts those on every door that is out in the neighborhood that you want to blanket. The good news is, though, if there is a neighborhood that you're interested in, you can definitely make sure your brand is easily seen by the the folks in that neighborhood, as long as you go through the process of manually engaging with their mailbox or their door hangers. Now, Steve will tell you in his neighborhood, you're not even allowed to walk up. He's in a gated community. You're not even allowed to walk up to the front door and drop anything on his porch. But if it absolutely does make it past Steve's security systems, he'll also let you know it doesn't make it into the house. Typically, it goes right into the trash bin. So what we're going to talk about are ways that allow your business to very easily get past the folks that are very discerning when it comes to the junk mail. I don't know if I want to say that out loud, but with the junk mail that ends up hitting your mailbox. And this is just an easy way to accommodate, still keeping folks aware of what's going on, your brand, your offerings, the open houses in the neighborhood, but doing so in a new way. This is geo-targeting, and it is precise targeting. Steve will talk a little bit more about this, but this is your opportunity to literally put a digital fence around locales on the map. And we all have one of these devices. And this device is one of the most used tools by every human being on the planet, practically. Now, I'm not going to pull out numbers and tell you how many people are living on their device and how many hours are on their device, but suffice it to say, It's not really an argument. We live, eat, and breathe with these things in our hand. And if we can target folks and deliver messages right to their mobile device, it makes getting our message in front of them a lot more effective and cost efficient. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn the floor over to Steve. Steve, take it away, my friend.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. So, uh, first of all, this is when we're talking about customer acquisition and engagement that's targeted. There's really a whole buffet of everything you should consider when you're targeting that ideal client. Obviously, with the amount of time we have today and the amount of information here, it doesn't make sense to go through each and every one of these today. So I'd like you to take just a moment, take a screenshot of this so you have this information handy for yourselves when you need it. And then we can move on. So I want to talk a little bit about traditional advertising versus targeted advertising. Traditional advertising for me, it's like throwing a handful of gravel and hoping it hits something. In contrast, targeted advertising is really a precision tool. More like using a slingshot to pick off your ideal clients. You have accuracy and you have confidence. It's obviously more efficient and it's an effective way to reach your audience. And as you can clearly see, there's a hell of a lot less wasted ad spend. So build your custom audience and then deliver your ads to them. So what we're talking about when we're discussing custom audience throughout today is your ideal client and really all that entails. It's more than just the ideal client itself. So we want to give you a few what we call ninja tips. The first one's going to be retargeting. Now this is delivering ads to everyone who's visited your website. They may not take any action, but they leave. In fact, 70% of the people who visit your website won't take any action at all. They're not going to fill out a form because they don't want to get spammed, but they're there. They visited for a reason. And so you need a strategy that's going to reinforce your brand, continue your value with them. And it's like a friendly reminder, that keeps you top of mind. It significantly increases your chances of conversion. And it's simple to do. We just place a pixel on your website and we're able to engage with those customers down the road.
And I liken it to this, Steve. Some folks are like, what is retargeting, or can you give me an example of retargeting? We probably have all experienced this, and one of the masters of retargeting is Amazon. If you've ever been to Amazon's website, maybe looking for some shoes or I was on there looking for a battery charger because I went on vacation last week. I needed a portable battery charger, and I was looking at these different battery chargers, and everywhere I went after I left Amazon, I went to check ESPN because I was looking at the NBA scores. There's a battery charger right over there on the right-hand side of ESPN following me around. I went to check out some of my news sites. There's the same battery charger following me around. That lets me know that Amazon had already pixeled me, pegged me, tagged me, showed me that I showed Amazon I was interested in this product. And then Amazon said, before you go, make sure you remember to purchase this product. I didn't buy it from Amazon immediately. And I ended up going on about my business. And next thing you know, I was consistently reminded, there's a battery charger, there's a battery charger. And guess what? I got the battery charger in just enough time for me to jump on the airplane. And I did pick it up from Amazon because with Prime, they delivered right to my doorstep. So that convenience, that gentle reminder helps catapult those sales, because you got to see things multiple times, because people aren't always ready to take action as soon as they see things.
Actually, about 3% are. That's it.
There you go.
So, yeah, definitely effective for sure.
Yep.
Home Depot's another wonderful one of those. Right, look at some paint and watch how many Home Depot ads follow you everywhere.
Exactly.
So our ninja tip number 2 is lookalike audiences. This is for people who search or read content that's related to the products or services that you sell. So what we're talking about here is maybe people researching rental properties or properties for sale or similar information that's related to purchase or sale of real estate. Like articles about um, home prices going up or down, or looking at interest rates and how they're doing. Are they going up or down? How's the market doing overall? So this is not people looking at listings in particular. It's people that are looking at real estate purchase related information. So we know they're interested in the service at some point. We're ready for the next one. So the third ninja tip is categorical audiences. So these are people who are on websites or are watching streaming TV programs that are categorically related to your industry or relevant to your industry. So people who are watching shows about buying or selling properties, shows about investment properties, or fix them up and flip them properties. Those kind of shows. Maybe they're on websites that are discussing different ways to increase curb appeal, and then this would also include visitors to websites like Zillow or Realtor.com, or looking at various property rental websites as well. So the ninja tip number 4 is strategic location audiences. Now for this one, we're going to hit people who visit your competitors' locations or other relevant locations or events or even neighborhoods of your choosing. So we can really dial it down to the people based on their location. And again, you're going to look for, as you're looking at this strategy, you really want to think about who's your ideal customer, where do they hang out, where do they live, what places do they go visit, whether that's the stores or events or whatever.
So this primarily is for the real world location. So not websites you go to. This is like
Correct.
I go to this store, or I go to this event, or I visit this other open house from a competitor.
Exactly. So maybe in this area, you have a Whole Foods, and that matches your ideal client. That's where they shop. Um, they like a healthy living lifestyle, so they want a place with bike trails or something like that, and that fits into your ideal place. You want to sell homes, or have listings already in those type of areas. So we're going to want to hit those people with your ads because that lifestyle fits into that better, and that's
Perfect.
where those locations come in handy.
Perfect. Perfect. And the way that it's tracking a person's location is with like the GPS on their phone. How is it kind of tracking the person's movements
GPS,
around
yeah.
GPS?
We'll
Got it.
actually get into that a little bit more, a little
Got it.
deeper here coming up.
Awesome.
So it'll be very clear by then. So the next ninja tip is ideal customer profiles, or ICP. And those are people whose offline data or publicly available data shows them to be the ideal um, demographic. So you should focus on people um, on this one. Excuse me. Those people that are most likely to buy or they're going to sell a property, maybe based on income or their home demographics. Do they have kids? Maybe they have an elderly parent that's moving in with them, so they need to get a bigger place, maybe with a second mother-in-law apartment on it or something. Or people that are downsizing. Kids are graduating, get out of the house, and they don't need that big home anymore. And then on the commercial side, we want to look at businesses that are growing or expanding, and they're going to need bigger facilities or more locations. So at the end, the ads are delivered on apps, websites, and streaming services. Now, maybe not surprisingly, people spend uh, a crazy amount of time, averaging 6 hours a day online daily. Um, Now, only 2 hours of that are spent on the search side of the internet, so Google, Bing, YouTube, that side of it. The other 66% of that time spent on the rest of the internet. Websites, apps, streaming TV, or streaming on other devices. So really catching them where they spend the most time is really going to lead to better results. Again, that's where we get into that targeting. So what does that mean for you? Obviously, it means more web traffic. You're going to get more foot traffic. We're going to get that phone ringing, and you're going to close more deals. So let's talk a little bit about geofencing, and we'll start explaining a little bit more how it works. So geofencing uses location technology gears your ads towards people near in the areas of your target demographic, where they hang out, where they're going to be. Essentially, what we do is we'll go in, we set up virtual boundaries around areas like certain zip codes or neighborhoods, shopping centers, offices, other areas where potential buyers or sellers may be, so that your ideal audience is seeing your ads. So again, maybe it's that healthy lifestyle. You can even look at healthy restaurants that serve, vegan or vegan and want different things like that. We can target those kind of places because that's the ideal customer, your ideal client that's going to buy homes with a health center or some kind of recreational center, or they've got walking trails or paths or things like that.
So you can set up multiple of these digital fences around the city, around the community.
Correct.
And what kind of perimeter, what kind of diameter?
So you can go from right down to the property lines all the way out to city, county, or state.
Okay.
If you have a central office, and let's say you want to work in a 20-mile perimeter, 20-mile radius of that office, you can do so.
Very nice. Okay.
There's a number of different ways you can use this.
Awesome.
So geofencing your audience. So you want to target your best fit clients. We're going to target residential. We can target commercial or land. We can target location. We can use demographic targeting as well. And we're going to capture those best fit clients through putting together that ideal target audience. We'll deliver the target ad. Then you can track the visitors that visit your website, whether they fill out the form whether they just visit using retargeting, or if they fill out the form. We can also connect with that. Then connecting your brand with the ideal people you want to be in. Maybe it's builders, remodelers, or luxury homes. If you're a luxury home agent, ideal for targeting those people for those as well. So this is a great graphic that kind of describes the process overall. So a user with a mobile device answers any of those geofence locations we've decided on, whether it's the health store or whatever. The GPS technology captures the mobile device ID of the user. When the user opens up the browser, like Mark said, jump on ESPN, one of these other places, here comes your ads. So they're starting to see it. The other cool thing about this is when they return home and they log into their Wi-Fi, every device that's on the Wi-Fi that's identified to that person will start to see the ads as well on there. And any other demographic that matches it within the household will also start to see those ads as well. On the commercial side, let's say it's you're a commercial agent. We can target the people, and then anybody in that office that comes in, it'll spread through the office as well. Everybody that's connected on that system will also start to see the ads. Now, those are going to be on mobile, they'll be on desktops, they're going to be on tablet devices. So the user begins seeing ads once they enter that geofence, and then it'll last for up to 30 days after they've left as well. All right, next thing I want to talk about really is CTV, or it's connected TV, streaming TV at the end of the day. It's a type of digital advertising that displays video ads on screens while viewers are streaming content through apps. So it can appear on smart TVs, streaming devices, traditional TV offshoots like YouTube TV and, Hulu with live TV. You can also see them on all the devices that are out there right now, whether it's Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Sticks, Blu-ray players, and gaming consoles. So here's a couple of great examples of streaming TV commercials. So in the old days, when the commercial came on, the first thing you did was jump up out of your chair, get off the couch, run to the kitchen, run to the bathroom, because you knew they were going to be running some ads, and you had time to boogie and get done whatever you need to get done. The beauty in streaming TV is that they either give you some of these examples, as you can see here, where it says ad number of, add 2 of 3. There's only going to be 2 or 3 ads. Or they have a countdown timer. It's going to be a minute 30 left or 42 seconds left of a minute and 30. So psychologically, what we do is we sit and watch the timer, right? I know there's only going to be 2 ads. I'm going to wait for that second ad, and then my show's coming back. Or I'm watching the timer. So while I'm watching that timer, I didn't get up, I didn't move, I'm sitting in my seat, and I'm watching your ad. So the engagement's much higher with this because people psychologically will sit and watch the timer click down. So there's 2 different ways to kind of do it. These are pretty good examples here. One's static or just a stationary display. This is the one you'll see pop up in different areas on the internet like we talked about. And then there's also video display ads. So you could do a slideshow of images or a 30-second or 15-second video. Now you're okay. And these are some examples of different sizes. So ads are going to be put in different sizes because they need to show up in different places. So Home Depot, you always see there'll be one on ESPN, the Home Depot ad will pop up over here. It may pop one down over here, but there's all different kinds of sizes. They can be just static like the one we saw in the previous, or you can even add animation to them, give them a little more zing so people are checking them out. So this really demonstrates 2 things. Really cool demonstration of all the different ad sizes that are available. So, but I want to stress that targeted advertising is really way, way different than Google ads. So Google ads are done on a bid system. And that means whenever you're doing a bid system, the deeper pocket's always going to win. Bigger company, deeper pockets, bigger group of investors, they're always going to win that game. So now Google's not going to tell you that. They're still going to take your money. That's how they make $1.5 million a day selling Google ads, right? So at the end of the day, you're just competing with a whole bunch of other people for the same ad space. It's just not as effective. So there's a couple of really good examples of how your ad may appear on, say, on a cell phone or mobile device, whatever you want to call it today, and what it would look like maybe on a desktop.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead now and do like a live workshop aspect. And basically this is where we're going to invite you to go grab a pen and a piece of paper. Take some notes here because there will be some questions that we're going to ask you so that you can start to identify the ideal target demographic that you want to connect with. This is the first step. If you recall what Steve had outlined initially, is really making sure you know who you want to target and then figure out where they hang out, both in the online world and then also in the real physical world. And the last part of it is then figuring out the ad copy that you want to put in front of them. So are you looking to connect with buyers? Are you looking to connect with sellers? Are you looking to connect with investors? And each of those have different ad copy that you would really utilize in order to get their attention. So hopefully everybody has a pad and a pen handy. Again, this is being recorded, so if you are not able to follow along at this particular point, not a big deal. I am going to put a little timer up here, but basically what we want to do is we want to get a little work done during today's session. As I said, grab a pen and paper and answer the following questions to help zero in on your ideal target audience. Now, as much detail as you can provide as possible will do you the most benefit. Obviously, during this session, we're going to have a little countdown timer. I don't want you guys to get all stressed out and get all anxious, but I do want you to start really kind of pulling back the layers of the onion and start answering questions that we'll put up here. So we'll start this first question. Who are your clients and potential clients? Are they single? Are they married? Do they have kids? Are they elderly? Uh-oh. And that okay, there we go. All right, so 40 seconds on the clock. Go ahead and just start to jot down who are your clients, your potential clients. Are they single, married, kids? Do they have an elderly parent that they need to care for? What their the income brackets that you're interested in exploring? Are they trying to move up the corporate ladder so they have a little bit more disposable income? Are they downsizing because kids are leaving the house? Just think about who your ideal client profile is. We call it the ICP, ideal client or ideal customer profile. All right, 5 seconds left. All right, excellent. Let's move on to the next question now. Next question, dig a little deeper. Figure out, again, continue building on that last question. And what can they buy? What type of property do you think they can afford? What kind of property are they selling? What kind of property are you trying to sell? Are you a luxury home seller? Are you looking to zero in on certain neighborhoods where certain types of properties are? Are you looking for somebody to be an occupant or an investor? A single family or a multifamily home, commercial or mixed use? Again, the more detail that you can provide, the more precise your digital targeting can be. Essentially, we can go through and find the exact person's cell phone and send ads to just that one person. Steve had an example. We were talking offline. He had another example where he was talking about really just targeting everybody on a specific street. So if Steve is like the ideal customer that you want to connect with, and you have identified the location that he lives, you don't have to blanket the entire neighborhood. You don't have to blanket the entire neighborhood. You can turn around and simply target folks that are on his exact street. So where do they want to live? Where is their property located? Again, single family, multifamily, commercial, or mixed use. Get as granular as possible because this helps identify who you're targeting. And when you know very specifically who you're targeting, your ad budget goes a lot further. I like it. Steve says, picking up gravel and throwing gravel at passerbys on the freeway. It's kind of like the same thing as broadcasting. You would broadcast your ad on traditional broadcast television, ABC, NBC, CBS. You wouldn't really know who's watching those television shows. You wouldn't know their exact demographic, but we know exactly who is using their cell phone and the type of folks that you want to target based on their digital footprint. Now, the next area is looking at your business versus your competition. So this is where you get to really start to articulate what makes you different, what makes you better, what makes you more unique than all of the other options that your target prospect has to choose from. And remember, competition is not just the agency down the street or the realtor around the corner. Competition is also procrastination. Folks that are just saying, I guess I'll buy soon, or I guess I'll sell soon. What are some of those reasons that they do delay or put off decision making? Figure out what sets your business apart from your competition. And then that also helps in the next aspect, which is beginning to identify what your ad copy is going to say. Now, lastly is your reputation. It is very important to understand what your clients think about your business. What do they think about your services? What do they think about your offerings? the experience that you have provided them with. The best way to take a, I guess, litmus test of that is to refer to your Google page, your Yelp page, your Zillow page, and look at the reviews that have been left by folks that you've worked with. Now, if you don't really have a lot of reviews on your Google business page, your Yelp page, your real estate pages, that should be a big red flag. That should be an indicator that you need to get involved with asking your clients to leave reviews about their experience so that others can take advantage and get the benefit of what those customers experience. So these 5 questions really will help you zero in on your ideal target audience, identify your competitive scenario, and then nail your online reputation footprint so that you can start to put together ad copy that is helpful for targeting and engaging with the clients that you are interested in engaging with. Once they engage with your ad, that's when the clock starts to tick. There's something called speed to lead. And speed to lead basically means that as soon as somebody becomes a potential lead, the faster that you engage back with them, the higher the likelihood is that you will be able to close those deals and convert them from leads into satisfied customers. So online lead generation is great, but we're a very impatient society now. So if we've gone to a website and we've either filled out a form or we've engaged with some opt-ins, we are expecting somebody to contact us and not for it to just go into the internet abyss and never know if anybody has heard from us or will respond back to us. So here are the 6 major tips to converting online leads into sales. First, follow up fast. Strike while the iron is hot. This may sound cliche, but in today's market, you have to respond to online leads almost instantaneously. The longer you wait to contact the lead, the lower your chances are of converting them. There is a whole study that was done that says if you wait 30 seconds versus 3 minutes, 3 minutes versus 3 hours, 3 hours versus 3 days, 3 days versus 3 weeks, exponentially, you start to lose the ability to engage with that prospect significantly. Number 2, respond similarly. What does this mean? That means if a lead emails you, you need to respond back via email. If they contact you via social media channel, then respond back to them through that social media channel. Don't sit up there on the social media channel and send them an email, find their email address and then send them an email. Use the exact same medium that they use to reach out to you. A good rule is to respond in the same way you were contacted unless they ask you to do so otherwise. Number 3, ask questions and listen. Asking questions show that you care about the prospect's need and you are listening to their answers, and the answers will help you come up with a plan in order to help convert them. The reason they're reaching out to you is they have something that they want to try and solve, address, or an issue or concern. Listen first, respond, answer after. Number 4, set a signature. Your email signature should be included at the end of every message you send. Give your full contact information so your prospects have a convenient way to contact you. This signature doesn't just apply to emails. It should also be on your DMs, your private messages, as well as making your contact very, very prevalent and very obvious on your website. Number 5, keep in touch. No matter where a lead comes from, it's hard to convert overnight. Nobody's going to become a customer as soon as they hit your website or as soon as they reach out to you. So you have to commit to staying in contact with them. That helps increase the conversion of a lead to a sale. Word to the wise, be persistent, but not overbearing. You've got to remember you're not the only issue that they're dealing with. They're dealing with LIFE, life. And my grandfather used to say, don't get all caught up with all the ifs. If they were interested, they'd contact me back. If they were serious, they'd respond back to my email. The reality is you have to remember that if is the middle word in life. Do not get caught up in the ifs. Stay consistent, stay persistent. Don't be overbearing, don't be pushy. Be a resource and be available. And then finally, offer value. That's the whole reason that folks do business with the people that they do business with, is because they see that there is a value in that established relationship. So establish a connection early, provide something of value to your prospects to separate yourself from the crowd. This is what turns online interest into real estate sales. So are they looking to buy? Are they looking to sell? Offer value, give them advice, give them tips, give them handout, give them checklists, do some consults with them so that they feel as though you are a resource there to assist them, not just there to sell to them or convert them. So this is where we get to spin a little bit of AI into the messaging. We talked about speed to lead. When somebody engages with you, you might be out showing a property. You might be in the middle of an open house. That means that you don't have a chance to go to your phone, and you can't stop the middle of an open house. Say, wait, let me send this email out. Hold on, let me respond back to this text message. But you can employ a real estate agent that is an AI assistant for your business. We will go over this in more detail next week in our AI session that's dedicated solely to AI and all the different tools and technologies in AI. But suffice it to say, I'm sure you guys are familiar with any of the number of AI tools that are listed on this slide. Gemini is Google's tool. ChatGPT is OpenAI's tool, and Claude is Anthropic's tool. And these are the three heavy hitters. These are the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, and the Wendy's of the AI chat world. The reality of it is, if you've played with any of these chat systems, you know we can now have natural language conversations with our computers. This allows you to train one of these tools to become, think of it like an AI intern, somebody that you've taught how to answer the phone when somebody calls, what your frequently asked questions are that you typically get from your customers, how to respond back when somebody has an inquiry about an upcoming property or an upcoming open house. You can train a chat system to engage with somebody, and they can have a natural language conversation. And in this natural language conversation, it's not generic, it's very customized because of the power of our AI tools and technologies that we have at our disposal. So as an example, here is an AI chat agent responding back to somebody that says, hey, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 on each major floor, basement, doesn't need to be finished. Now, that's the way a human writes a text message. If you have your AI agent programmed to pay attention to incoming text messages, so while you're busy, your AI agent can say, hey, thanks so much for this info. It helps us out a lot. I have your preferences down here, and I'll set up a personalized search for properties that you might like. I'd like to get a little more information from you if possible. Have you been pre-qualified for a loan? Would you be looking for a cash payment? The response is pre-qualified up to $750K, but don't want such a high cost. Getting your financing straight is tough. You're ahead of the game. Do you currently own your own home? And if so, do you need to sell before you buy? No, we are renting, and your lease runs out on August 31st. Got it. This is helpful to know. And already committed to, are you already committed to an agent? So this AI agent works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, around the clock, never sleeps. It's natural conversation. So you don't have to say exactly the right words. Old forms of chat systems meant you had to use specific keywords for the chat system to really understand how to engage with you. Now you just have a regular conversation. You can put abbreviations. You can even put slang in there. It also gathers data from the conversation. So all this information, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 on each main floor, is information that can be pulled out, put into the CRM for that agent, so that now that agent does not have to enter it in manually. They can capture the customer's name, capture the customer's email address, their phone number, add it right to the CRM instantaneously. It can also set appointments for you. Hey, let's schedule an appointment. If you give your AI staff member access to your Google Calendar, it can look up and say, hey, I see that tomorrow at 2 o'clock is open. Would you like me to book some time for you to jump on Zoom or to stop by the office? It can also RSVP for open houses. So if you want to get a little RSVP list to keep your open house schedule organized, it can help you fill up your RSVP list for open houses. Filter out bad leads. We all know that there are tire kickers and looky-loos out there. No sense in you wasting your time dealing with that. Let your AI staff member weed out those folks that are not really your ideal customer profile. Never gives up. It's going to stay consistent, and you can program it to be polite and proper and politically correct. You can put guardrails up and say, you know what? We're not talking about anything political. No religious conversations can happen. We're only talking about our brand, our agency, our properties, and our services. Anything else is out of bounds, and we won't go there. It works the leads for life, meaning after the chat conversation, the AI agent can also then be programmed to follow up with emails, follow up with phone calls, follow up with text messages at a time in the future in the event that they fall off the radar. So now you don't have to remember, oh, wait. Last time I talked to Christine was 2 weeks ago. Let me send Christine a, hey, how you doing email and just see if she still is looking for that property. Your AI agent can be programmed to do that on your behalf. This is just another example of having a realtor bot that allows you to engage instantaneously, real time with the prospect, and automatically pull out that information from the chat conversation, populate it into your CRM system, and then also give you a summary of the chat conversation. So you don't have to read through all of the bubbles. Your chat agent can have a conversation that's, scrolling, screen scrolls long, but can then turn around and give you a summary of the conversation. So now that you've taken all of these notes, now that you've gotten a good understanding of what we're talking about here, the target marketing or targeting of the prospects that you're interested in, how you're going to find and identify where they hang out online, where they hang out in the real world, and what kind of ads you're going to put in front of them. Are they going to be digital ads? Are they going to be static ads? Are they going to be video ads? When they interact with those ads, are they going to fill out an opt-in form? Are they going to send you a text message? Are they going to send you a private DM through the social media channels? And then having follow-up procedure in place to assist with speed to lead response will make sure that the investment that you are making in your campaigns produce the highest ROI or ROAS, return on ad spend, as possible. So that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up today. Are there any questions that have come in the Q&A session? Let me go ahead and take a look here. I don't see any questions. If there are any questions you guys would like to ask, now is the time. You can either pop them into the Q&A tab, or if you want, you can simply raise your hand, and you can raise your hand. There should be a little icon at the bottom that allows you to simply raise your hand, and I'll be more than happy to invite you up here. If there are no additional questions that you have, give it another 10 seconds, 20 seconds or so to see if anything comes in. If not, we will jump right into the next portion, which is our trivia contest. This is our way of making sure that you guys have been paying attention to the presentation and to reward you for participation. We've got some really great prizes that we can extend out to you as a result of you guys going through the trivia contest. If you've ever been to a bar or a pub and they have trivia night, basically we're going to do the exact same thing. There's going to be about a dozen questions that we're going to ask. The faster you respond to the question with the correct answer, the higher your point total is going to be. The person or persons with the highest point totals at the end of the event will be the winners. We're going to take the first place winner, the second place winner, and the third place winner. And we will reward each of those with a value add gift. Now, the main gift that we're going to give away is a hotel savings card. And the hotel savings card is essentially, sorry about that. The hotel savings card is essentially a $100, $200, or $300 hotel savings card for first place, second place, and third place. Now, obviously, first place winner gets the $300 hotel savings card, and the third place winner is going to get the $100 hotel savings card. But these hotel savings cards can be used at practically every hotel worldwide. So on your next vacation or even staycation, you will not have to pay retail rates for your hotel stay. You basically can get it at travel agency discounts. So typically between 20 to 50% off what folks normally pay on like hotels.com or the Expedia.com. You would end up being able to get a discount off of that up to the budget of your hotel savings card. No blackout dates, no hidden fees, no activation costs. It's just our gift to you for participating. And our first place winner will receive a $300 hotel savings card. We also have a couple of other gifts. One of them is a Google Tap card. Now, the Google Tap card is a way to help you get more reviews for your business. It's basically a physical card. It's a little plastic card. I thought I might have had one handy around here. Do I? Let's see. I do right here. So this is a physical card. It is plastic. It is just like a credit card in that it has a chip inside of this card that can be programmed to your Google business profile page. So all you have to do during an open house, after you've engaged with a client, after you've helped them buy and or sell, ask them if you wouldn't mind leaving me a review on Google. You simply take the card, you tap it on their phone, and instantly your Google business page comes right up, making it super easy for them to leave you an instant review. This is normally a $30 cost for the card. We will provide the first place winner with a free Google Tap card. In addition, as an AI agency, we also recommend that you create an AI bot whose responsibility is to pay attention to your Google reviews. And when a new Google review comes in, to write a reply to that review following your guidelines, and then automatically post that reply on your Google business page. This does a tremendous service for you in the eyes of Google because it demonstrates to Google that you are using their tools that they've given you, your Google business page. It's a free tool that Google has given you, using it properly so that others can learn about what the experience of doing business with your agency or your brand is all about. So we want to make it extremely easy for you to be able to leverage AI in that process. So the first place winner will also get a 1-month complimentary service of an AI agent that has been programmed for your brand to answer your Google reviews as they come in. And then lastly, we will help you get a solid footprint of what your reputation looks like online. How are you being seen by Google? How are you being seen by Yahoo and Bing? And how are you being seen by TripAdvisor and Yelp and Zillow? And how do customers see your brand? This reputation analysis is pretty comprehensive. We normally charge $300 for this service, but this would be provided to you free of charge as a first place winner. Now, second place basically gets the exact same thing. The difference is you get the $200 hotel savings card, not the $300 hotel savings card. And the third place winner basically has almost everything as the first and second place winner. You get the $100 savings card. You get the Google Tap card, and you get the analysis. What is not included in the third place prize is the free complimentary month for the AI agent to respond automatically to those reviews. And then anybody and everybody, just for participating and playing along, we definitely want to make sure you understand and you know what your reputation footprint looks like. So we are going to extend to everybody who does play along a free Google reputation analysis. And I think Steve also mentioned, I didn't add it to the slide, but Steve also mentioned that he has something that he wanted to also share with everybody who participates as well. Steve, you want to throw that in there as well? You're on mute.
Yep, I unmuted now. Yeah, so we do a free 1 hour strategy session. So that's 1 hour dedicated to what you're trying to do, your ideal customers, putting that all together for you. It's dialed in. It's not a 15-minute consult. It's not a 30-minute consult. It's an actual strategy session. We'll sit down, go over what you're trying to accomplish, who your ideal customers or clients are, um, what type of real estate you're interested in, where your people are at, and put that entire strategy together for you.
Awesome. Awesome. So, in short, all the homework that you were supposed to do during this session, Steve, you can throw it over the fence and have Steve do it during the 1 hour session.
Exactly.
Great. Excellent. So, here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to put a QR code up on the screen here in a moment. I need everybody to grab your phone. Your phone is going to be the device that you use in order to register your answers. It will mirror what shows up on the screen. So up on the screen will be the main question, but that question will also show up on your device, and the multiple choice answers will also show up on your device. You select the multiple choice answer. You'll have 20 seconds to answer each question. Once everybody's answered the question, the answer will be displayed. Your score will then also be displayed, and we will keep a real-time leaderboard of who is in first, second, third place as we're going through these different questions. Now, one last note is that the last question is a double points bonus question. So it gives you a chance to make a little bit more headway in that last question if you are trailing behind. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pop up the QR code. Enter your name so we know who it is that's playing, and make sure you use your name because I've got the registration. I'm going to match the registration to the winners of the contest. But at the end of the contest, I will then send out an email to the winners with how they can accept their gifts and their prizes. Now, just FYI, you can select an avatar and you can change that avatar, but let me just warn you, you cannot go back and select a previous avatar. If you change that avatar is gone, and you're going to have to pick the next random avatar that pops up. So don't get all twisted and bent out of shape if you can't get the exact avatar that you're looking for. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and start the trivia contest. So we will share the trivia contest here and get the, here we go, get the QR code set up for you here. Go ahead and scan the QR code, enter your name, select your avatar, and when I see the participants show up here on the screen here, I will start the trivia contest. All right, we have Jim. Jim's already registered. Jim, you can change your avatar if you don't like the bald head dude. Christine, little they them going on, but I'm with you. Steve, you can't play.
I figured I was eliminated this round.
All right, and I think we have another person that looks like we're gonna get them involved. And if we only have 2 people playing, then the chances of winning are great. All right, so Christine, it looks like it's you and Jim here. So we're gonna go ahead and get this game started. Give folks another 10 seconds to jump on board, and then we'll start the game. All right, there we go, Sakit. Perfect. All right, we'll go ahead and get things started. Now, I'm not going to read the question. You have to read the question yourself. Okay, what is geofencing? A technology to target specific locations. Was the correct answer. Let's see how we're faring on the scoreboard. Christine wasn't paying attention. Wow, she's pulling up the rear. Next question. What is one benefit of geofencing in real estate? Increased property visibility is the correct answer. Christine, come on. Oh, it looks like Saket just took over first place. Door hangers and neighborhood postcards are newer than geofencing. True or false? The answer is false. All right, Jim and Saket are going toe to toe. There's only a 5-point difference between the two of them. What type of targeting is most beneficial for geofencing in real estate? Property, demographic, location, residential, and ideal clients. Oh, looks like Jim is falling behind. He's 100 points behind now. What does CTV stands for? Connected TV. Basically, any of the smart TVs that are connected. Oh, Jim's catching up. Targeting enables you to place ads on services like Hulu and Amazon TV. That is true. What does ICP stand for? Ideal Customer Profile. Oh, Jim's back in the lead now. He's got a nice hefty 90-point lead. Which is not a geofencing ninja tip. Using sturdy 2x4 boards and rust-proof nails. We're not building physical fences. How do you retarget your customers? Put a pixel on your website. Put a Spidey tracer in their car. The speed you connect with your leads is crucial for success. That is true. Oh, it's not looking like you're able to catch up, Saket. You're still about 90 points behind. Can you train an AI agent to help improve your speed to lead? Absolutely, and it's cost effective and game changing. Little bit of headway. What are we? We're now on the 12th question. Can your AI team member book appointments and answer frequently asked questions immediately? True. All right. Just 3 more questions. What is the primary mission of Alignable? To connect small business owners and foster meaningful relationships. Alignable is a paid members only social network. That is false. Anybody can join and there's no cost. Last question, and this is for double points. This is week 7 of the Alignable Real Estate Innovation Summit, and that is false. And it looks like Jim is the winner. Congratulations, Jim. Saket, thank you for participating and playing. We also make sure that you guys get your gifts accordingly. And we will go ahead and wrap up today's session. If there are no other questions, I am going to send it back to the floor and we will do some live networking and take it from there. Anything else you guys would like to say before we sign off, Steve?
I just want to say thanks for the opportunity to spread a little joy today.
Excellent. Christine?
I just want to say thank you for all that information. Appreciate both of you. And hello to both Saket and Jim here.
Awesome. And guys, there will be a not only a replay, but access to the membership portal that I referenced earlier, that you will be able to go in and pull up this session along with all the previous sessions. As a reminder, every Wednesday for the next 3 Wednesdays, 11:30 a.m. Pacific and 2:30 p.m. Eastern, same bat link, same bat channel. We will be here again next week going over more strategies for digital marketing, AI tools and resources that will help you gain a strategic advantage in the real estate space. Thank you guys again. My name is Mark Gamble. Look forward to chatting with you guys. Connect with all of us on Alignable. We're here to be a resource for you. Have a great day. Talk to you guys in the lounge.